Okay, I think I'm ready. Oh, that's kind of off. Okay, well that's good to know. These are all my cheating, my notes over here. I'm gonna move this over a little bit. Move it over. I still don't know exactly where everything lines up. Come over here. How are you guys doing? Holy cow! What a day, what a day. I was just hoping the news would stop so I could just, like, at least get ready. I just realized, like, an hour ago, I didn't even brush my teeth today. And I was like, gross. But you guys don't know that. But I can tell I have since brushed my teeth. And yes, I am re-wearing this dress because I was interrupted last time. I know Pamela complimented it. I wanted to tell you guys I love this dress. I got it at Goodwill for like $12. No, it was $8. I bought a typewriter, I think that was $12. I love this. And I think Fetterman's wife, Senator-elect Fetterman, she, like 90% of her clothes, she makes sure comes from Goodwill. Oh my goodness, thanks you guys. Oh, and look who's here. Hi, lilikoi. I didn't shut my, really? You're going to show up now? Okay. So we have a full moon upon us, conjunct Mars. I am really warm. That's the other reason why I'm wearing this dress. And, no, that's my water. And there's a lot of agitation in the air, and I feel like I can't get hydrated. Well, that's that aspect of Mars, which, you know, rules heat, inflammation, but it's retrograde, so it's turned inward. Hi, lilikoi. You know what? I'm sorry. You need to leave. I know. You're just a little bit of a distraction for me right now. Sorry, honey. Okay. Sorry about that, because there's a bunch of stuff we got to talk about. Holy, I did not see that coming. Hello, the last live that I did had to do with the end of this C, you know, charades, 2 syllables. First syllable sounds like, second syllable sounds like, put them together. Yeah, there was a raid today with over 1,000 officers in Germany with over 130 locations getting these guys. There's so much going on. But let me say hello to you guys first. Thank you so much for your donation. Yes, Ted Cruz's daughter is going through a tough time. So I looked at the chart when that news came out. I think this is related to the eclipses we just had, okay? So let me just say hi. Thank you, Ellen, so much. Hi, Teresa. Rasslin reads. Ellen, Marby, Just Joy, Sophie, New Hampshire, Mountain Dancer, Spiritual, Miss Sharon, Julia. Yeah, early tonight, right? And I'm still late. Bonnie, Spirits, Mel, Denise, Carol. Hi, Lisa, Sandy, Rob, Paisley. Yay, I'm awake and I'm live. Yay. Julie, hello all. Who else takes long naps on full moon days? I did not. The energy was just whirling about too much for me. Hi, Charlie. Hi, Sandra. Okay, so there is a lot of stuff I want to share with you guys. Hi, Debsy. Nice to see you. Hi, Dr. Nancy. Okay, so let's just make sure this. Yeah, I was shocked that came out, but the timing was impeccable. I actually need to go re-listen to that because, like, so much has happened. And yay! 51st Senator. Congratulations, Senator Raphael Warnock. I think the last live I did, I did a reading on him as well because you guys asked me about that. And it looked like it was going to favor Reverend Warnock because, see, there goes my brain. Walker just did not seem to have a game plan that got off and going. So there's been a lot of changes, a lot of things that are happening. There are some housekeeping type of things. I just want to wrap up just some like transit stuff, information that I think you're going to be interested in. Today, this makes me very excited, is very special for a variety of reasons. But today, the planet Venus, that planet of love and comfort and our values, Venus right now, I just need to move this up more. Venus right now, Venus is 26 degrees Sagittarius right now. And for those of you who have been with me, in fact, my very first live that I did was November 19th, 2019, because that was the return of the Divine Feminine. This is the Divine Feminine, 2019, was at the galactic center of the universe. That's when Venus and Jupiter were conjunct at the galactic center of the universe. And basically, you can trace even Kamala Harris coming in to being the vice president-elect and then our vice president to this moment right here. So we are also having a moment with the Divine Feminine. Welcome back. Hello, Hathor, Magdalena, Mother Mary. She is here, and she seems to be whooping ass right now and kicking butt and taking names. That's what she does. That is what she does. So we have this going on right now. I will tell you, oh boy, there's some like good asteroid and transit type of stuff I want to tell you guys. Yesterday, well, right now too, Jupiter is at 29 degrees Pisces. It's at that final degree, okay? And so Jupiter's especially active this month because the sun in Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter. So it's like all things Jupiter are active with the sun, with our leaders right now. And Pisces is also ruled by Jupiter. So even though Pisces and Sagittarius, like they're mutable signs, they square one another, they both work well under these conditions, okay? So last night, Reverend Warnock wins. Oh, do I have a chart for that? Thank you, Tessa. And boy, do I have so many charts for you. But the thing that caught my breath, and this is kind of when I knew he was going to win. I just was like looking at the asteroids, and I'm going to do this off the top of my head. So Jupiter is also that planet of good luck, miracles, healing, expansion, like an expanded win. It's a miracle that we were able to get the 51st seat. It's very healing to our nation. Well, the asteroids that were conjunct this 29th degree, in fact, the one that was the closest, like by like 5 seconds, was Fulton, as in Fulton County, Georgia. We also had Manwë. I'm pretty sure I'm going off the top of my head memory. But this is the law of grace. This is like karma is forgiven. It's like we're not going to go back, to the beginning and get back to the karma that we need to have. It's the law of grace. It's like everything is dissolved. Everything is forgiven. Everybody can just kind of carry on now. It's kind of like having a bye. It's kind of having a mulligan while you're golfing. It just is full of grace. And also at 29 degrees Pisces, and I see him dancing in my mind right now, is the asteroid Lewis, like John Lewis. And here, we have Senator Warnock, the first black man from Georgia to be reelected for 6 full years. That was pretty amazing, just phenomenal. I loved these things. Oh, thank you so much, JK. So those beautiful things happened. But earlier in the day, as if we could even keep up with the news once again, because there's like so many things I want to tell you guys that you're going to be like, what? That's awesome. Okay, so when that, the verdict came in, 17 counts, that is my new favorite number right now. Those 17 counts, guilty. Well, the moon was exactly 0 degrees Gemini. It just went into Gemini. And the asteroids at 0 degrees Gemini, I remember one was Fujita. Like the Fujita scale with tornadoes. Like this was a Fujita scale of a 5 that came to just wreck that organization with 17 counts. Thank you, Marie. Thank you so much. And you know what else was 0 degrees? This asteroid, DeMeis. It's how it's spelled. And I've heard that it's considered the demise of someone, their fall, going downhill, all of that. And I'm like, but really is it demise? Because I keep looking for demise and I haven't really seen it. And yeah, this is a poop ton of sorrow and demise on the Fujita tornado scale that hit 17 counts of guilty. But wait, there's more. How are you guys doing? Thank you, Oh, Merry Christmas. Thank you. Like I said, I am just so thirsty. So I need to be able to tell this correctly. So here's that 17. I talked about 17 last time, how important it was. I talked about that, but then last week, late in the week, I was like, you guys, something. What day was the 3rd? Was this like Friday? I think I went like Friday or Saturday. I cannot even think straight. But that last time I said, thank you, Sandra. That last time I said something is going to hit Don Julio out of the blue. He is going to get broadsided, and it is going to be like the worst shocking thing that could happen to him. And the reason why I was saying that was because at the quarter crisis moon, Mars, the planet of action, was at 19 Gemini, and it was retrograding, and the north node on January 6th was 19 degrees Gemini. This was at the quarter moon. So I knew that a lot of things were going to be related that were coming out that were related to J6 this week. Keep my eyes peeled for that. But what would happen, because this was on November 30th, was the crisis moon. I saw you guys on December 3rd. And what I was anticipating, because this Mars is going backwards, is that it was going to back up to 17 degrees Gemini. And I was like, I don't know what is going to happen to Don Julio, because 17 degrees Gemini is his natal Uranus. Okay? This is what leads his sun, as the earth his horoscope revolves as well, like with the earth. So Uranus always leads the sun. This is why he is so chaotic. He is out of control. He always changes this is a mess. So I knew that Mars retrograding was going to hit the 17-degree mark, and it would broadside him. I didn't know what it would be, but it would be like the shock of his life. Well, we found out that S.C. Smith, that guy, we just found this out yesterday, which was Tuesday. But back on Friday is when he subpoenaed Arizona, Michigan, and what was the other? Wisconsin. He subpoenaed those states for comms with him. And what happened yesterday with the 17 counts, Mars had moved to like 16 degrees Gemini retrograde. So it's like he got hit. We found out about the subpoenas, and then this deliberation of 17 degrees or 17 counts and 17 degrees Gemini with his natal Uranus at 17 degrees Gemini. But wait, I was wanting to find out. I'm like, there has to be an asteroid for Jack Smith. I'm like, there just has to be. And I was like looking before. I couldn't really find it. But yesterday, the day before, I can't even remember, I found it. And then I was like, am I sure this is his asteroid? Because I like to go back to other major historical charts in U.S. history. But this asteroid is Jack Schmidt. Sounds the same. Seems to work. So I went back and looked at the USA natal chart and looked for this asteroid. And this asteroid in the US natal chart is 17 degrees Gemini. You get that? So that blew me away without a doubt. That is his asteroid. And it, with him being recruited by Merrick, it lines up with all the major events, how this asteroid travels at every point. And the thing is, this asteroid travels quickly. It covers a lot of ground. And I love that because this is going to go quickly, you guys. If you haven't noticed already, things are moving at a fast clip. How are you guys doing? Wow, right? Wow, I love it. Yay, Marjorie's here for a live. Thank you for all the articles you keep posting. Oh, hi, Linda. How are you? Hi, Linda. You're traveling. Oh, waiting for your repairs on your RV. Good luck. Yes, Joanne, so to never again. Today is the anniversary of the Pearl Harbor attack. Oh, I want to talk about that. Whoops. And today, SCOTUS is hearing something about voting changes in North Carolina. Yeah, I'm not ready to go there. There's a lot going on with SCOTUS. By the way, looking around tonight, because I guess Jared is under investigation. He and Alito are much tighter than I realized. And the SCOTUS 5, they're also attached to not necessarily the building, but being pulled into favors that were needed for future foreign policy. It is all over. I was a bit shocked. I thought that there might be kind of a, back channel collaboration. I think Alito is working vis-a-vis with these guys, okay? So, thank you, Anna. Yes, Merry Christmas, Pamela. Thank you. Marie, we're going to worry a little bit later because I think SCOTUS, we're going to do this right now. I think SCOTUS is a little bit shocked by what's happened in the past 24 hours beyond Warnock, but this thing in Germany, oh man, you guys, we absolutely have to talk about that. I want to see the SCOTUS 5. The SCOTUS 5. SCOTUS 5. Oh, we'll just get 5. So they're having deliberations. I heard that Neil and Amy were kind of very hostile. I did not like hearing that at all. So they're having deliberations. We're watching. There's a crack going on in here. There is something that has crumbled, not necessarily burst them, but realizing, oh, I'm human. There are limits to what I can do and what we can do, okay? And I think it's from the raids that were in Germany today. It happened in the morning. That shocked a lot of people. So I want to know, you know that saying, Pelosi's daughter, Christine Pelosi, about her mom, that she will cut your head off before you realize you're bleeding? That's this. That keeps coming back to me. These raids today. Oh boy. It's so big, because there were, I guess, over 1,000. Oh my gosh. I'm getting blowback. I'm getting like, you know, you get so shocked you can't breathe. How do you guys relate to this? What do you think about this happening? And I'm going to show you the bigger picture of what's been going on. The heart of the matter. The dream card. The dream card, you know, this is my one of the extra cards in this deck from the Centennial Edition. This is the card of influence. Back channels, talking to people, maybe those Heritage Action Tuesday, you know, they get their instructions on what to do. Thank you so much, Patty. So this is the dream card, usually a foreign source to another, from another state, but then like once you get the instructions, like these are the things that are held close to the vest, and it's also influence in social media trying to affect something. The Five of Pentacles. That is interesting. Like this has been the card for, you know, J6, you know, all the Congress people inside. This has been like Julian Assange. But this, I feel like this is more like Opus Dei, those secret groups that influence SCOTUS. And, you know, what's that other one that we can't stand? You know who I'm talking about. I can't even think of it. Leon, whatever, Leonard, whatever his name is. Someone tell me what the name of that group is, because it's going to drive me crazy because I can't think of what it is. The Federalists, thank you. Like that. Oh, transmitting some information. Oh my gosh. Let me get some more water. How you, whoops. Darn it. Thank you, Linda Foster. Oh, Marjorie says, when Macron came for the state visit, there were numerous search warrants and arrests that France was in charge of with Europol, MI6, and BIDEA. Thank you very much for posting that, because there's a lot going on with that right now related to this, okay? So this is the SCOTUS 5. I got 5 cards here. Action. I'm going to take action. I'm going to do something for my leadership. I'm going to charge forth with my words. I don't care what you say, because prime, I'm in charge. The Four of Wands. Success. It's like their own success as an institution, because we have the majority, and, you know, we're going to be in charge of the White House again. It's almost like we don't care what you say, White House. We're in charge. We have someone's off the rails. Someone in the SCOTUS 5, oh boy. This is like transmitting information from server to server, but it's really out of balance. And we have strength, feeling kind of weak, not so strong with that Russian influence. So that's the SCOTUS 5. Okay, I said that they felt like they contracted. And here is the search that happened this morning in Germany. We have the King of Wands, leadership. So those are the people caught off guard with this. I'll tell you, the taroscopes has Xi and Putin all over it. Once, this is my once card from that deck. This is coming and talking with the executive, you know, the leader of a nation, someone outside being able to directly approach them. The Ten of Cups, the far right, Republicans, conservatives. We have, these are the searches today, the Four of Cups. These are the offers that are made, like to the P-boys, or like Donald often gets caught with this Four of Cups. It's almost like I feel like he's getting the instructions from the Ace, 2, 3 of Cups. And the Four of Cups, it's like he's playing operator, and he's like, hey, this is what you gotta do, okay? And I'll tell you when it's time to do it, okay? The Devil. Stuck to the devil. Bad choice. Far right extremists, okay? That happened this morning. Here's the SCOTUS 5. I have felt like they've had the wind knocked out of themselves because they were taken by surprise that this happened. How do they really relate to that? Yes, they have a freaking connection. Yes, this is my yes card. It's faded, but it says yes there. Yes, we are, not only is this the yes card validating this, this is the yes card where you're a point person for an idea, okay? So yes, the Ace of Swords are judgments that we make and decisions that we make. We don't care how bad it is. We don't care if we slice up the Constitution. We're more important than the White House. This is how they relate to these raids. The Seven of Cups. And we're trying to cover up the fact behind the guise of the Seven of Cups. What we really do with this far-right global movement, end, change. We are in charge of ending. What are you ending? The Queen of Swords, the rule of law. They have a connection. Their job is to end things related to the rule of law. This happens today. How does this relate back to them? The Seven of Pentacles. These are like P-boys. These are Oath Keepers. These are all those far-right militias. They were, I forget what their name was. They have a special, the Reich something something. The Sun. They got shut down by the law in Germany. And, oh, that's not good for them. They don't want this to happen. They're very, very upset that this happened because the Ace of Cups is the thing where they're going to take over the world together. This originates with Putin. The Ace of Cups, the thing that he wants more than anything, was basically a coup on the United States. We know it's globally. I've been talking about this since 2019. That Six of Wands card, I call it the Six Wands mob because they're rolling elections and democracies around the world. They're not going to quite realize their biggest, most glorious, majestic goal. Because at the heart of the matter, with the SCOTUS 5, they are justices. They have to dole things out. They have a betrayal. And now they see this, and it's like, what are we going to do? Because my betrayal is coming out. You know, show me if I want to see Alito's betrayal. Three of Cups, conspiring. Show me Thomas's betrayal. He's the cover-up. This is my no card. He's covering up what? What does he cover up? He's covering up crap for the government, for the institution. So it's like his job. So Alito has to conspire. Thomas has to cover up stuff away from the government, because my no card is the person supposed to get rid of something. Of course, gross. There goes my throat. His job, his betrayal, the Lover's card, he's married to a different nation state. It's not the U.S. ACB. Oops. She set stuff up, the Eight of Cups, for the oligarchs. She's like the direct contact for the billionaires. Who else do we have? Cabanasty. That's China, Russia. That is all their betrayal. And they were freaking out that this happened today. Okay? So, that was amazing. I just lost my train of thought on where I was going to go next. Let me check in. How are you guys doing? How are you guys doing? Yes, Marie, Murdoch and Fox people are getting subpoenaed and called into the DOJ grand jury too. Yeah, they can't fight it. Murdoch got called. I saw that. Yeah, she needs to be outed. Yes, White House Christian nationalists, exactly. So they're very sympathetic to that. And their rulings, they have always shown, have they not always shown with my readings that they are have an alliance, allegiance to something else, and that their role is to like cover stuff up or destroy the Constitution? Okay. Okay. So that happened with them. Guys, is it me? Where's Elon? He was like every day all over Twitter, all over all the social media platforms, stoking this, stoking that. He just brought a bunch of people who have been banned, like the worst of the words, not C's. And then all of a sudden, he's been stoking things everywhere. But I swear it was silent. There is no way my Twitter went totally radio silent with him, because even though I have him blocked and all those words muted, I see it everywhere, even in the media. So I was just asking myself this question. Where is he? Has he been around for the last 24 hours at all? I know. So isn't it interesting? There was a raid today. And how about that? Elon Musk bought Twitter and was stoking the far right knots, all those knots everywhere. And then there was a raid today. Whoop! What happened? Okay, let's look at that. I want to see Elon and his twit and his knots. Because this is the goal. But Germany raids, and what happened to him? Okay, so that's what we're going to look at. Okay. Yeah, AJ Lowe, someone released pics today of the beds at Twitter headquarters. Isn't that insane? Okay, can Elon Musk be as cheap as Donald? I mean, that's like such a Donald move. He is such a puppet. They all do the same stuff. You cannot tell me that a brilliant genius, for entertainment purposes only, billionaire, number one, has time for this, and number two, actually behaves and thinks like this. No. Okay, so he went poof leading up to this. You got Elon going to buy Twitter with the Saudi Qataris, and I'm going to amplify it and blow up the knots. He just seems like he's like, ha, I'm going to do this. And like he just needs so much attention, because the goal, they're like, we're going to do this. We're doing this. We're doing this. We're going to rule the world. But then, I did need a different deck. But then, something happened. But then, ooh, Page of Swords. Oh, that is interesting. Got caught. Something happened really quickly and he got caught. Germany raids happened. And this happened. And now the challenge is, holy crap, holy crap, the foundation of this, and what's crowning Elon. And what? He went poof. What? He's like, you can't see me. I'm crawling on the ground. Nobody look at me. I was in here. I didn't buy Twitter. Page of Wands. We got some news from the Germany. And this Temperance card, this rules the sign of Sagittarius, which rules the law. And Temperance expanding things. We've got the law from this country and this big network planned and integrated this whole big thing to make this happen on a Wednesday. They're probably like, who does stuff like this on a Wednesday? To go and arrest them. Okay? These guys were one big happy Knots family. Far-right, Republican, GOP. We're so strong with our influence wherever we go. And I am the yes card. I am the point person for the Queen of Swords. Another nation, someone else's intel. This often is like China for me, or like a hacking nation. Okay? So here's Elon. I'm charging forth. This is what I have to do. Because I bought Twitter. There you go, the Six of Wands. The Six Wands mob. The transnational mob. This at one time was for Trump, Putin, Unji, Netanyahu, and everybody else. Well, they got Netanyahu. They got him to join the band again because now he's back, in charge of stuff. But, you can add Iran, North Korea, all of them. Buying Twitter with some Qataris, Saudis, a King of Wands, a leader from another nation, the Four of Swords, undercover. This is data. I just feel like this is Four of Swords. We're going to have an app, and we've got software, and we are going to take all the data, all that information that Twitter has. Okay? So that's what they're planning to do with the Twitter, with their groups of knots. See? To overturn justice, to overturn the rules. There goes my throat. There are rulings that they don't like because they really, 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 really want to have something else. Ace of Cups. Here's the no card. They're using Twitter to cover up their goal with the Nazis. Holy crap. There's the Ten of Wands. The Ten of Wands and the Ten of Swords are the asymmetrical warfare that's being committed on democracies. This was always the Ten of Wands and Ten of Swords always showed up with Don Julio and Mar-a-Lago with the Mar-a-Lago documents. Do you see this? Okay, wait. Do the, I need another deck. Do the Mar-a-Lago documents. We'll get to this. Do the Mar-a-Lago documents have anything to do with, this is the big bug, the big giant cockroach thing that our administration was waiting to see. I did that reading, I don't know when, a couple months ago, because I kept having the vision of this big, huge, hulking, big thing, monster coming over the horizon, and it was just like our administration was waiting and waiting, expecting it to come. That was this, headed to the midterms. Holy crap. So do the Mar-a-Lago documents, everything that was stolen, have to do with this Twitter purchase and their little Nazis. Knots. I have to call them knots. And I told you the Ten of Wands and the Ten of Swords are the asymmetrical warfare committed on the world, I would say, yes, this is a match. Just opening this, I think this is just a match. But we'll just get some more cards, okay? How are you guys doing? Oh, Clarence is here. Nice to see you. Gigi, thank you. Bardo Lord. Hello, everyone. So happy to see you tonight. Those are a lot of lovely heart emojis. Those are very happy. Okay. Elon, we'll do this one at a time. So, what do Mar-a-Lago documents have to do with Elon? The King of Cups. This is Putin. The guy that Donald gives all his love and support to. What do the Mar-a-Lago documents have to do with buying Twitter and those Qataris that, oh my God, my head's spinning. Is your head spinning? What do those documents have to do with the purchase? The Ten of Swords. It's the ultimate asymmetrical war. And the people who bought it. The Seven of Pentacles, reverse. The Seven of Pentacles are my P-boys, all of them. It's to unleash them. Unleash their investment that they've been holding up. The Seven of Pentacles, the Oath Ks, P-boys, all of them. To unleash them. Then, there you go, the Knight of Pentacles. The mercenaries. Undercover. They're mercenary. This is a move by a big global mercenary gang to unleash the Nazis. Because with the Nazis, they were going to do what? With the Nazis, they were going to do this. The Nine of Wands, defenses and security, the Six of Pentacles. Working with Russia, China. This could be crypto, because they have to pay them. They have to pay them. They have to pay them. They need to be paid. They need to be integrated so that they can keep their defenses up with this whole scheme. Okay. Oh my God. That is why this is what the Mar-a-Lago documents have to do with the purchase of Twitter and unleashing P-boys and the like. Paying people defenses so that they can defend themselves, because Russia, China are sanctioned. They cannot pay them. Okay. So he bought that. The big goal with the Twitter purchase was their army can go forward. They're going to go forward around the world and cause outrage. The moon, Russia, China. Howling at the moon. Because the Lover's card. Because this is our ideal. This is our agreement. Yes, we're in love. We're married to this idea, the Russia, China, and all these little things to take charge. This is an op that is happening outside of the United States, okay? So the original question was, where's Elon? Because he drummed up this whole thing. There were raids in Germany today and arrests, and he's gone poof. What do the Mar-a-Lago documents have to do with this big goal? Oh, the Knight of Cups. Look at the Knights and the Knights. I'm going to take action, and I'm going to give, this is what I'm going to give you, Russia. This is always Donald offering stuff to these guys. And the documents had to do with this. Are these the justices? Okay, there goes my throat. And J6. He's got a document in Mar-a-Lago problem. Page of Swords. He needs help. What else do those documents have to do with the big goal? The Lovers. Setting people up. Oh my gosh. We have his betrayal. There is Don Julio's betrayal with Mar-a-Lago documents, the Six of Cups, MAGA going back to the past. This is the original sin with the rusher, and the Eight of Pentacles. This is their scheme. This is what they do. They've been doing this for years and years. It's just their operation that they do, and they needed to keep functioning. So there's these rates. Elon Musk, ready to charge forth, do this big, huge, crazy thing, but then, whoop, record scratch, something happens. Oh, it's a big reveal. Yeah, it's the full moon, Gemini. Yeah, it's been revealed. You can't scatter from the sun. The sun, don't you just love this? Scorpio unearths. It was very uncomfortable during Scorpio season. Sagittarius takes what Scorpio unearths and hands it off to the law and says, do something with this law. The law is doing something. Oh my God. The death card. The sun and the death. The sun, Germany was revealed what the means to the end were. We found out who, what, where, why, how long this has been going on, who these people are connected to. Even Don Julio has connections with them. Elon Musk sees this, and his challenge now is, whoopsie, these Knight of Pentacles. We were going to take off and take charge. My mercenaries, those people who paid for this to happen, and the Nine of Pentacles, the oligarchs. We suddenly have a mercenary oligarch comfort problem. The foundation of this is the Queen of Swords, the rule of law abroad. Remember, where's that Queen of Swords? That's why they want to undo everything. I think that was a different reading. What's crowning Elon when he sees this happens in Germany? High Priestess, mum's the word. I am going to go silent. Down here, what happened to Elon? He's like, don't look at me. I have this agreement. Don't look at me. I'm just Seven of Swords, just going to try to get out here quietly. The Four of Wands. And just don't look at my connections to this whole big thing. I'm just trying to quietly go away. So that's where Elon is. The SCOTUS 5 are upset about this. And so is Elon. And so is the Twitter. And how are you guys? Marie, they're all idiots and God. I know. And so, let's see. I hope you feel better, Clarence. Eric Prince is a blast from the past. Yeah, Eric Prince, there goes my throat again. The Unsealing of the Derkach spy group. They have been on my radar for the past month. I am telling you, I was expecting something to happen. So there was an unsealing of those charges against Andrew Derek, whatever. That was sealed back on September 26th. And this is wherein lies the big thing that's been unfolding before our eyes, and we didn't even realize it. So I'm going to show you guys what happened based on what I've been seeing and what the taroscopes have been showing, okay? Yes, prayers for you and your family, speedy recovery. Now, I might not have this timeline correct, but I did let's see, where did I post it? I did post it on, whoops, I gotta plug this in, you guys. Plug that in. Oh my gosh, there's just so much good stuff happening. Okay, let's move this to a new window. Move to a new, thank you. Look at, where's my, I think I'm going to have my Twitter on lockdown until we figure out what's going on, because the information is just too vulnerable. Okay, I said, I was like, this, Okay, so this is kind of, so way up here, we have Elon buying, you know, that's just too big. Well, no. And Ye going DEF-CON, whatever, he doesn't know what he's talking about. So this happened earlier, okay? Then, this is where it gets inserted. At the G20, Biden met with Xi. And haven't you noticed it's been very silent regarding China and Xi lately? But they met, they had a discussion that Biden, I think, got to the matter at hand and basically was saying, we know that you're connected to everything, basically. And I was like, just shocked that right away Xi agreed to go meet with Japan. And then there were two other things. He agreed to do it. And he did them really quickly, very fast. And then there were protests, okay? And now they're very cruel zero policy with them. But anyway, so he's just kind of dropped off. Why is Xi dropped off now? Page of Cups. Oh, I think this is because of the protests. And the King of Swords. Why did you go talk and do all those things? Like a honeydew list. Because of the Chariot reversed, because of J6. I don't know what Biden said to him, but got him moving really quickly. And then, right after that, then we have DT saying, I'm running. And then we have Ag saying, meet Special Counsel Smith. 2 days later. Okay. Then, fast forward a little more, towards the end of the month, I know more stuff happened. We have the POTUS had the state dinner. And last time I was like, they have a secret. It was very clear that Macron and Biden had definitely a secret of something that was going to happen. I think part of it had to do with Germany, what happened today. And after that, both Macron and Biden offered to talk with Putin to kind of be like, hey, can we talk about, you know, your war? Let's end this. Kind of like, to me, it was more like a courtesy thing. Like, okay, fair warning, before the poop hits the fan, we're willing to talk to you to get out of Ukraine. I want to see Macron and Biden offer to Putin. So here we got Macron, Biden, and they're like, hey, do you need help? I just feel like this is just like a courtesy. Hey, let's end, do you want to end this war? Because this is coming. This is what's coming. Ace of Wands, the beautiful state dinner. The moon was in Pisces conjunct Jupiter that night. It was just so lovely. We're going to take some really strong action. The Knight of Pentacles, we're being very generous here, kind of documenting everything step by step that we need to do. And so they had their state dinner. Macron came out. I'll talk to Putin. I'll talk to Putin because I know what's coming out with the tower. It could be Trump Tower tax returns. It could be the strike of what's coming that's going to hit him. But hey, you want to talk? I think you want to talk to us. And Biden's like, hey, yeah, I'll talk to you too. I got all the goods. I've got all the evidence on what you are involved with Putin and this war. I've got it all. And so Macron's saying that because, oh man, it's the end. I'm telling you, Putin, it's the end. Fair warning, Page of Wands, we're letting you know. If you need any help to end this, we're happy to be of assistance. The Knight of Cups, I'm happy to support you. Get out, because you're going to have a can of whoop ass. Because what's coming? The Nine of Swords. Oh, this is The Nine of Swords, this is high anxiety, high nightmare. I mean, the next card is the Ten of Swords. They're evidence that they know about the asymmetrical war that's going on. We have the Nine of Swords. And we know what you're doing. The Eight of Pentacles, your thing that you do. We've got a plan on how we're going to counter you. So they were saying, yeah, we'll talk to you because, here goes my throat. It was fair notice. It was fair notice. Okay. I got to keep going with, oh no, did I lose this? Where are you guys? Okay, so Linda Foster, wasn't it great when those families of Jason would not shake their hands? Yeah, that was awesome. They were very upset about that. You could tell all of a sudden, like, Turtle is like holding that thing like, and then he puts out that flimsy hand. Shake my hand, shake my hand, shake. And nobody would take it. And then you could see Kevin McCarthy's like looking like, what's going on here? Kevin McCarthy, what's going on here? Oh, you finally got a clue, Kevin. Something's going on here that's not right. What's going on here, Kevin? What? Oh, the 7 and the 7. Something isn't right and they're caught. He has no defense. He's just absolutely been indefensible. Speaking of indefensible, haven't I been saying Mars retrograde cannot defend the indefensible? No, we cannot defend Nats. Ease, neither here nor there. We cannot defend you, Turtle Connell, and McCarthy. We cannot defend the indefensible. The only energies that Mars is going to give up is in defense of the whole and what is right. Okay? So, McConnell. So they had that state dinner. Okay, so I'm going back to this thing, this weird little timeline. I'm trying to bring all this information together to show you guys what's going on. So we have back to like when Twitter was purchased, Jay's going DEF CON. We have the G20. We have Donald announcing he's going to run. Say hello to S.C. Smith. And then POTUS had his state dinner. Then we have boop. We have Trump taxes were released. I don't know what's going on with that. I was like, hey, you guys, didn't we just have these taxes released and nobody's talking about it? Why aren't we talking about it? Because there was something big was happening. So, like, that happened. And, okay. So the tax returns happen. The Knight of Pentacles. Biden told G the Knight of Pentacles. They knew the money trail, okay? Which I would think that a president would need to get permission to get a tax return. If a congressional committee can get a tax return, why can't a president, right? I don't know. Donald Trump's taxes. So we're like at a tipping point, but we don't really realize this. And then what happens? After this stuff? Ukraine hit, are we up to 3 or 4 things now? The military bombers. The thing that's supposed to be the deterrent with nukes. Not only did they hit this base, they hit 4 places, strategic places inside of the Russia, which it was like 125 kilometers. I have no idea how far that is. I'm going to say like 60 to 80 miles. They have weaponry. It took out fuel tanks. Again, this thing happened at like 6 a.m. Did you hear that drone go overhead that blew that up? There have been like 3 or 4 major strategic strikes And what was so compelling, especially about this one, it was like a warning. Okay, it's like Putin, hello world. Do you see what's going on here? We have the technology to strike specifically within, by like 125 kilometers on your side. We can specifically hit these planes and your equipment without ruining a runway. We can just blow the crap out of this stuff, but the infrastructure still stays together. And we're going to do this just hours before you take off to launch missiles at Ukraine. What, they got hit by like 200 missiles that day. They were supposed to be, but I think they took out like 80 of them just by this act alone. Russia should be very nervous because all this just happened. We have Trump tax returns. Now Ukraine, we have everything we need, and we're going to show you we mean business. I need to see more about this. I need to see Zelensky, who was named Time Person of the Year. Can you believe Elon got that a year ago? We're going to use... Okay, I need to see Elon. Because it's like Elon... I need to see Zelensky. No, I'm going to do this. I need to see Zelensky making this decision. So, all this stuff happens. He knows that Biden talked to Xi. That was to set something up too, getting to this point. He knows that Special Counsel Smith was appointed. Good news. He knows there was a state dinner. Four of Swords, yes, he's going to act like I know nothing about that. He knows that Macron and Biden are giving a courtesy call. The Emperor, ruled by Mars. We're giving you a courtesy call. Yeah, we'll talk to you. That's a little bit not a courtesy call. This is unleashing whoop arse. And Zelensky knew that tax returns came in. Oh, the Five of Pentacles. Who was paid? SCOTUS had this too. This had everything to do with tax returns, following the money trail. Are you guys with me? There goes my throat. Marjorie, Moscow's out also just north of these locations. Yep. And these locations, it's like they are spread out. They're not clustered together. It's like it runs the entire length, of the border they share. Just Joy, Putin's energy is about gone for chemo. He's flat. He is flat. I have to tell you one more thing. I said on Twitter that the taroscope at the quarter moon was such a puzzle to me because nothing was happening in it. Because usually you guys know I have arrows all over the place on how people are talking to each other. This is the first time I ever did a taroscope and there was not one arrow, meaning the leadership of Russia, nothing is happening because there's nothing happening with Putin. Okay, I know I'm horribly off topic. Back to what I was talking about. So, Electra, why is she in Saudi Arabia? Oh, that is darn it. Okay, hold that thought. I got to finish this because I'm just ready to tear open another deck. So all these things happened so Zelensky could do this counteroffensive. Now remember, Zelensky went on the counteroffensive back in August. They reclaimed a bunch of territory and a bunch of stuff happened leading up to that point. Again, Ukraine is making a major move and a bunch of stuff happened up to that point. But do we know that? No, we're just waking up and seeing these really cool videos of this stuff happening. Zelensky, now you can go on the offense. He says, I would like a new deck, please. Okay. This is okay. Zelensky now can go on the offensive. He can go on the offensive. I'm going to go on the offensive. I am going to go on the offensive. I can go on the offensive. My friends from the United States and NATO say, go. My challenge is, I can go. Why? I'm just going to do 4 spaces. Why can you go, and why can you go, and what's the intended effect? Why can you go? And what's the intended effect? Why can you go? Oh, what do you think about Putin here? How's he doing? I got to make sure I remember that. Justice. The scales of justice. In fairness. I can go and do this. The 6 of Pentacles. We've gone back and forth in negotiations. We've done everything we've had to do. We've dotted all the I's. We've crossed all the T's of the least restrictive force to be used and not dragging the United States into a war or a proxy war and getting the rest of NATO alliances together. And I am the leader of my nation. I have to protect my nation. So he gets the green light. I'm going to go. I get to go. I get to go now. He's very proud. I get to go. The 2 of Wands. This is a new chapter of this war that we are in. This is a new plan. The 4 of Cups. We have been rational. We've listened. We've done everything preventive that we can. We've exhausted all resources and all options before we step it up. He is covered in the 3 of Cups. He's, it's him, it's NATO, it's the United States, it's, everyone helping him out. His challenge is the 7 of Cups. It's no longer questionable. It's indefensible what's going on. There is no question about this. There is no haze or no doubt about it. I'm going to dismantle. We haven't been able to fight back, but reversed, I'm going to dismantle this thing that you're getting dismantled. This is it. We haven't been able to dismantle to you until now. This is him hitting those military bomb bases, the most prized possession for Putin. They are so mad that happened. Hoping to effect a discussion to end the war. He hit these targets up here. The Magician. Oh, wow. The Magician intending the effect against Putin. Magician. I've been seeing so much Magician lately. This was Biden. Biden was the Empress because they know it's time to go. It's the next step. They're recalibrating their plans. And then hit this target, the Page of Cups, because we hate what you're doing here. We've got to take out your resources so that the United States can have the upper hand. And also, we need your people to rise up as a nation to support your nation. We also want to get you out and make the changes that need to be done to support Russia in a way. Having consequences, I'm not even going to get there. But the Queen of Cups becoming whole, I guess, as a nation. What does he think about Putin? Wah, wah. No, Mars. He is a mess. The Hanged Man, it's like he's caught and there's nothing they can do. They all know. How are you guys doing? That was a long talk. So, the Pearl Harbor anniversary. Today is the Pearl Harbor anniversary. I was kind of expecting more, but you know what I love? So today is the Pearl Harbor anniversary. A while back, and this was about 2 years ago, these were the eclipses happened in December, and this was right before J6 happened. And when I was talking about those eclipses at the time, it was the beginning of the end. It was the eclipses that had to do with releasing a solar figure, and that the eclipses then would work to remove people in leadership that did not belong there. It took out Donald. It took, Putin's not doing too well. It took out Netanyahu. It took out a lot of leaders, okay? And so on that day, what was happening back then, releasing a solar figure, it was very pivotal for the United States. This was like, well, what's today? Today is December 7th. So today, December 7th, the sun is 16 degrees Sagittarius. The releasing the solar figure eclipse was at 23 Sagittarius. This is USA Galactic Center. So the galactic center is home to the sun. It's the sun's birthplace. It is a massive black hole in the center of our galaxy. It is full of untapped potential, possibilities. If it is the birthplace of the sun, it's then replicates as leaders, okay? So this eclipse was at 23 degrees Sagittarius, but the reason why it was a releasing of a solar figure is because the south node of the moon, the south node is what we release, what's dissolving, what's being let go. The south node of the sun, of the moon, was at 19 degrees Sagittarius. These two things were conjunct, and that's why it was the releasing of a solar figure. This is why Donald is never coming back. He's not. He might pretend, but he's not. So this was in 2020. Putin's not coming back. He's an enemy of the U.S. Xi is not doing too well as a leader. Things are slowly slipping. We're not going to go off on that tangent. But at the time, this is when we started discovering asteroids and how much fun it was. Well, Donald, at 16 degrees Sagittarius, is his natal asteroid, Wuhan. Do you remember this? I used to have to say woo-woo for a while because I didn't want to get, what is the thing called? I can't think of these words. I didn't want to get buffered for saying this because at the time we were dealing with COVID. And every time I said Wuhan, it was like I would get buffered. But Wuhan asteroid it's a very destructive asteroid, okay? It showed up when we were struck by Pearl Harbor, very prominent. Of course, COVID. It prominent on 9/11. This is it was prominent with the pandemic of 1918. Wuhan is destructive. It is vast, like transnational. It is lasting. The Wuhan asteroid is so destructive. Donald Wuhan asteroid is at 16 degrees. And coincidentally, Russia's horoscope at like 15 SAG, 53 minutes, is their 5th house cusp, a leader. So it's like Donald wants a war. Oh, look, here's a country that likes war too with a leader. Maybe partner up. On top of it, China's chart, I'm not making this up, their Wuhan asteroid is also 15 degrees Sagittarius, 53 minutes, but they're on the same axis here, but it's right on the cusp of the 11th house. These are your friends and networks. This is the leader. This is Donald wants a war. They're all intimately tied with that. Donald needs a war. Russia needs a war. Xi needs a war. They are inextricably linked. But here's the thing. Here's the beautiful, lovely, lovely thing. With Pearl Harbor, that happened on December 7th, the sun, 16 SAG. I mean, you just cannot make this stuff up. On that day, the sun was 16 degrees Sagittarius. We were struck, and I cannot remember why, but was Wuhan asteroid at 29 degrees Scorpio? I cannot remember. No, this was, no. World War II, we got struck. I think like this in World War II, I cannot remember what this spot was, but it was very vulnerable. Like it separated us because it was like it passed, not a blind spot, but like when you lose momentum in a game, then all of a sudden you lose the game. It was like that. It was in this little window which separated us from, there goes my throat, our ability to defend ourselves in World War II, this point of 29 degrees Scorpio. So, fast forward, there's that Saturn-Pluto conjunction again that broke the timeline of world history, affected the entire globe. The Saturn-Pluto conjunction in Capricorn, it promised a change in world power and structure, which, my God, are we having that or what? A change in world power and structure. And at the Saturn-Pluto conjunction, asteroid America was at 29 Scorpio. It's like it filled the gap. So we would never have this happen to us again. And what happened today? The United States, well, not the U.S., but I'm telling you, Germany and all them used our intel. We knew, this is the other thing that Macron and Biden knew, that this raid was going to happen in Germany. And here we are, our most vulnerable spot in the 8th house of shared resources goes on offense on Pearl Harbor Day to get them Nazis. How do you like me now? Isn't that crazy? Val, war is big money. Yes. Yep, Juliet, their fates are connected. Yes, the indictments might take longer from J6 because it's just the way of the rules and regs and the way things unfold. But Donald is done. I promise you. So, oh, full moon. The full moon is now. Okay. So, nobody knows it yet, but USA rewrote their fate and vulnerabilities, not only from this, but this is our year of USA Pluto return. And we went on offense. We did not wait to get hit. What is this going to do, America? Because we are in an information, we are in this invisible world war with extremists. Today, Pearl Harbor Day. We remember the Four of Swords, yes, all of our soldiers and all that gave all. USA has a new story to tell. Death. The death is a Yes card. We're done with this. We are ending this. Our new story to tell is about endings and death with the Nine of Cups, the Two of Pentacles, and the Eight of Wands. We are done with the transnational mob, quid pro quos, this for that, exchanging information, and artillery and weapons and vulnerabilities. At the foundation of this, USA has rewritten the story about the Five Swords and the mob. And this is also for us not dealing with them, but being on the counteroffensive and being no holds bar. Will take you out. No, it doesn't matter what it takes. She rewrote her story. This Pearl Harbor, our first remembrance of Pearl Harbor in our year of our Pluto return. The story, oh my God, you guys, it's all been rewritten. We're not going to get hung up. We're not going to wait. We're going to attack them Nazis. We're going to cut them out right away, the Two of Swords, and this is how we gain our strength. I'm just realizing how strong of a rewrite we have with our history and going forward. I have goosebumps. This is why we are going to succeed. This is why we are going to win. And our Pluto return come at the end of December, it is like the nail in the coffin that permanently takes Donald out. Done, complete. How are you guys doing? Oh yeah, the January 6th report would be on the winter solstice. Gee, who would plan such a thing? Like what if like a speaker had, you know, an astrologer or something? Can you believe Speaker Pelosi? What a beautiful day yesterday to have the ceremony honoring our Capitol Police with the moon in Gemini, but far enough away from the full moon that we don't feel the agitation with Mars in the mix. Okay. Oh, thank you. Electra, why is he in Saudi Arabia? Okay, well, as you guys know, I know this is hard to hear, but there is a reason. President Biden, MBS is no longer, quote, I don't want to say liable for the death of Jamal Khashoggi. I think the Justice Department, he told the Justice Department to close that case with what happened with Jamal. And the reason being is because it's the policy of the United States that when you have a head of state, they're not investigated like that, because MBS has been made, even though he's the crown prince, he has been made the prime minister. And the United States does not do this with prime ministers, okay? It's very hard to hear. Yes, it is indeed. So that is one thing that happened. But that does not mean he is immune, though, from the ICC and the International Criminal Courts, okay? So it's I feel like the United States is having the burden taken away from them by going the route of the ICC, and with our special counsel it happens to be in the Netherlands, and the ICC, the European Union, is asking for a special court to deal with the Russia. The Hague cannot deal with the Russia war crimes because Russia never signed on to that agreement of the Hague being established. Russia's not an established part of that. So that has to go back to the ICC as far as I understand, okay? So, after everything I showed you tonight, and yes, Xi, Putin, all them are behind, connected with the Germany thing, as was SCOTUS, as I showed earlier. And that's all I'm going to say. So, I just need to have this Germany raid up here. So that's the Germany raid. And they're meeting in Saudi Arabia. Here's that raid. This is a nightmare for them. It is such a nightmare. The Nine of Swords and the Nine of Cups. There is alignment here. Remember, for a while, there goes my throat. I keep seeing the doubles line up like these are two nines, the Nine of Swords and the Nine of Cups. More and more since this fall. And what I'm realizing is that it's a match for like the counterparts of who's involved with what part of what thing that they're doing. So the Nine of Swords and the Nine of Cups is one step below the tens. The tens, the final people who usually hold the tens, are like Donald and Putin, the world leaders. The nines are those lieutenants, the mob, right beneath them, okay? So we have the Nine of Swords and Nine of Cups in Germany. Xi. This is happening and Xi's like, huh? Has got a problem with this big reveal. MBS has a problem because of his connection with the Five of Cups, Russia, China, and communications, and how they also helped this get a foot in other nations. Remember, my Five of Cups is my card of, like, the Five of Cups. You have someone from abroad coming into another nation state. They come into this nation state through this cup. They knock all this crap down of what they don't want, or they want to intimidate or scare us. And then they exit through a different route and connection. So it's kind of like undercover. But the fives are conflict. They're at the heart of conflicts abroad. So both Xi and MBS have this problem. So they're meeting in Saudi Arabia as such. Yes, they got some bad news. The investigations, they're trying to look at their surveillance, go back and see what happened. How did they get caught? The Seven of Swords, they thought they were getting away with this. President Biden has been carrying the Seven of Swords card for a while. He has had their number since this summer. They're trying to go back and figure out what happened. Why are you there? What's at the foundation of this? What's at the foundation of this? All their extremists, their P-boys, all those groups found out. And probably money payments, how they communicate. Because they're realizing that with this bust, here's the thing. Germany, Interpol, all of them have had this information for a long time, but whatever transpired, which was probably Donald's tax returns, green-lighted this very public thing to happen, and police only make arrests, one, if things are going bad and they have to make a suddenly, they got to protect the whole case. If it's counter-espionage, they don't like going out there and doing arrests. But, this was planned. Whatever led to this, something has come to pass. They wouldn't do this if it wasn't airtight, because these guys are now talking ex post facto what happened. But hello, your head got chopped off, and they're just realizing they're bleeding. Meanwhile, our international allies are so far ahead of these guys, they don't even know what's going to come next, because they're just figuring out there have been some intercepts and they got caught. So what's crowning them? What are they talking about? They're talking about this. They're talking about this. So sad. Okay, my Carol card. These are negotiations, heads of states, nation to nation, talking to each other. And so we have the Queen of Wands and the Eight of Swords. They're trying to figure out, they're caught, their people are in jail. How do we take leadership? And they're going to do that by, this is what's going through their heads. They got, their whole operation is busted. They can't get this off the ground again. The way they had this going, for how many years has this been building up? The King of Pentacles, the Data King, turned on its head. We can't do anything with this data anymore. We can't do this operation anymore. We can't have an agreement anymore. Does that mean you're toast? What's the final result then? What does this mean? Four of Cups, Wheel of Fortune, and the government. I think they're just going to wait and see what plays out so they can try to figure out what is happening. But they are in a world of hurt because they got blindsided. This is like a reverse Pearl Harbor attack on them. Remember, the sun is 16 degrees right now. That hits Donald's sense of war. It's like he got hit so hard today with that because that's his bread and butter. That's his thing. 16 degrees in the Russia chart. That's what gives life to their leader, their purpose. They just got wiped out by that. For China's limited friends and networks, they're pretty isolated over there. That just like bludgeoned that ability to get off the ground. This, you guys, this really, it just, I don't have words. It kneecapped them badly. And then we have a third Pluto return at the end of the month. So whatever they get off the ground by then, it's not going to work because it's all reset again. How are you guys doing? Okay. There were German ex-military involved in that planned coup. Oh, that's very interesting. That's very... Okay. Okay, so that was a really good, that was a good question. Okay, so, holy cow. There are so many things. I just want to show this to you really. I'm going to show you some charts, you guys, okay? This is when Warnock was the projected winner. You have eclipse points at the top and bottom of the chart. The top of the chart is 14 degrees Taurus, fixed sign. It is straddled by the North Node, our purpose. This is the area of our faith and our laws, okay? And in the skies above is a sudden, shocking reveal, that planet Uranus. And at the bottom of it is the Scorpio. The lunar eclipse that we just had is anchoring this. Eclipses force change when people or things refuse to do so. And I think they're still going to hang on to Don Julio and all that. The universe is really trying to get them to change, and they're not. But, oh, and this I loved, because you guys know I have said many times, if you can strike a punch with your opponent, so this is your opponent, this is me, if you can hit an opponent where it hurts and win and just game over, you want to strike them as close to the descendant as possible. And right on the descendant right here is the planet Saturn, which has to do with authority. It has to do with, obstacles. But in Aquarius, it's the humanitarian. It is science. It is the innovation. And it's like he was the projected winner, and it was like the universe is saying, we're going here, the North Node. We have partners and values and things that we're going to do. And this is the next 6 years. This gives a lot of insulation and protection for him and the party. This, holy crap, blew me away. I didn't get to tell you guys this. So at the third quarter moon at The Hague, where Special Counsel Jack was, this was November 16th. Donald announced he was going to run on the 16th. On the 18th is when we found out about Special Counsel Jack Smith. Well, this third quarter moon, when I saw this, I'm like, holy crap. First of all, the top of the chart has that releasing a solar figure sun that I was telling you about when we got rid of Donald. This is also Donald's moon. It is also the position of the moon at our Pluto return number 2. The top of the chart at the Hague, the 3rd quarter. Leo has to do with a leader. Scorpio transforms and changes things. This chart, what's grounding it? Mars is right against the bottom here. That is reinforcement and defenses, where we cannot see where the Hague is busily working out how we're going to defend our values and what we do. And at the bottom of the chart is Donald's sun. So nobody knows this, but that 3rd quarter moon, it's like Donald was pegged then, done November 16th. And there's so many other things that are happening. This was guilty of seditious conspiracy. I loved this because when they were found guilty of seditious conspiracy, the moon was 28 degrees Aquarius. And that's where the planet Venus was, our values, our income, the things that sustain us, our love for one another, was 28 degrees Aquarius at the Saturn-Pluto conjunction. So, yes, a change in world power and world structure struck on that day for a very long time. There goes my throat again. These guys cannot recover because this has the thumbprint of that Saturn-Pluto conjunction. Okay. Yeah, those guys get it. This is our full moon in Sagittarius. Look at that. That moon and Mars right now. This was at 11:08 p.m. in Washington, D.C. So this was about a half hour ago. Conjunct Mars. There's a lot of stuff that's going to be getting done. There's just some, we'll look at that later. Mar-a-Lago. This was unsealed today. There were some other charts, but I think that is it. I think I'm just going to wrap it up here, you guys. That was a lot of information. I'm so glad I got to share it with you. Do you guys have any questions? Do you have any questions about what's going on? Do you have any questions? Marjorie, Mercury controls all forms of communications, text, speech, the internet, everything digital. Yep, reasoning, thinking, communications, documents, agreements, electronics. Yep. Okay. Marie, Biden knows the Saudis are not our friends, but he's a smooth operator. Yeah, he's got something planned. He definitely has something planned. Glass Gavin, SCOTUS current case on states' rights on elections. What do you want to know specifically about that? So there is this case. This is the case on states' rights and elections. I have not really been following this. So that's the case. What do you want to know? Mountain Dancer, well, Elon is going to get dinged. Yeah, he's screwed because that's all he did on his platform was promote all this stuff, and now they all got busted in Germany. Patty, what really happened with Beto? You know what? I would have to talk about that at another time. It's too long. Will they uphold the current election? So this is the case that they're hearing. The question is, will they uphold the election law? And because they have a majority, this is the SCOTUS 5. SCOTUS 5. Are you going to uphold? Are you going to uphold the current election law? I feel like it's probably a yes. I want to go like this with this whole. I am seeing Alito very spiteful and just like, fine. Like, wants to throw a tantrum. But because of the timing right now and what just happened, like the past 24 hours, especially with Warnock and the Trump tax returns and everything unraveling right now, it's like they're having a change. So SCOTUS 5, because they have the majority. Number 1, are you going to uphold the election laws? Number 1. Number 2, are you going to uphold the election law? Number 3, are you going to uphold the election law? Number 4, are you going to uphold the election law? Oh, this has to be Alito because it like wants to leave. Doesn't want to be any part of this. So, may I please see this card? Well, number 4, what is number 4 going to do? Oh, just having a fit. SCOTUS 5. Are you going to this feels very calm and docile. Which one is this? Oh, whoop, that doesn't belong there. Are you going to, why is this, that goes over here? That's weird. Final result. These assholes. I just can't even. I just cannot. So this is I call it the Carol card because in this deck, it's one of the extra cards, and I think it's called like a Christmas Carol. But over time, what the tarot has shown me is that this card has to do with two heads of state influence talking to one another. This is not within the United States. This is country to country. So the SCOTUS 5 have an issue of something going on that they are part of with another nation. There's that 7 of Cups, and the 7 of Swords, and the 10 of you guys, they know it's like the writing is on the wall. Just like MBS and G just figured out, they knew what we were gonna do with the coup in Germany. What else did they know? It's like SCOTUS is like holy effing F. It's record scratch. What? This is how this feels. So a nation speaking with another nation. Well, they were supposed to be doing stuff and getting away with it under the cloud of other things with their rulings. That's been overturned because that other nation, and the King of Cups is usually Putin and Xi, have been turned on their head. There goes my throat. So this is the case that they're hearing about election law. The King of Pentacles. Elections, votes. Were very important. Ending election law. The establishment of election law. The challenge is the agreement with the election law they are listening to. Do we agree with it? SCOTUS, number 1, because there's 5 SCOTI that are going to make the decision basically because they have the majority. So number 1 says the 3 of Wands. Well, this is kind of like saying they got all their instructions on what they're supposed to do, but they're like, I don't know right now. That's just kind of on hold. This just isn't working the way I was thinking. Why? Why is this not working the way you were thinking? Why is this not working the way you're thinking? It's just not working. Was this not G having to go undercover? This 4 of Swords. Because their source has to go undercover. They just want to crawl away. They don't want to have anything to do with this. SCOTUS number 2. Are you going to uphold the election law? I have to make an important judgment. The Judgment card, things are forever changed. Well, what are you going to do? This is my no card, which means you're supposed to be the no contact to cover something up. But this is more like a no, like, I don't want to play this game anymore. I'm out. SCOTUS number 3. Are you going to uphold the election law? There's some really bad news out there. I'm kind of undecided. Number 4 is throwing a fit. The Ace of Swords, supposed to be a sword of victory, but wah, wah. I think that's a no, you guys. He really wants to say, yes, we're going to. And the 5th SCOTUS is really working hard to just listen and maybe make something happen. These two were associated with that SCOTUS, still working on it, still thinking, oh, we're coming to an end here. There's some things on a world stage, and I'm getting paid. I'm getting paid. I really, and oh boy, I just saw this card. It's kind of hopeless for that person. So, and what? Because of the 6 Wands mop. What's going on? This person is really trying to find a way to say yes. Final outcome. Justice. Upright. It's not reversed. It just feels like it's on hold. They're like holding their breath. The King of Wands reversed. They have a leader. Are they waiting to hear from this? There's a problem with, this is like angry Putin or Xi. What's the problem here? You can't make up your mind because the Ace of Cups is what they really, really want, but there's a problem with this person, which means what? They can't make their wish come true. Page of Pentacles, that's turning over the vote. This is the Republican Party, the far right. You guys, there's a chance this is not going to work out. And I would say that if the U.S. counterattacked a Pearl Harbor type attack, surprise, in Germany, because this was like their big to-do thing, go-to thing that they were going to do, take over the world, but they've been outed. And now there's this election law they wanted to uphold with their extremists to keep them all in power, but they're out now. This is a huge, huge delay. This is a big, big problem. So that's what I think is going on with that. I don't get a sense. 24 hours ago, they probably would have, but I am telling you what happened, and since this morning, it's like a Pearl Harbor strike. A reverse Wuhan asteroid on the extremists. And I'm telling you, the Pluto return number 3 cements it. Okay? How are you guys doing? Hi, Spirit. Okay. Anything else? Anything else? Any more questions? These guys are just so... You guys, this is how I like shuffle my cards now. Oh, I'm not going to do that. But basically, I get my... Because I'm just handling them so much. And I just want to make sure they're really, really, really shuffled. I separate my uprights. And then I always go like this and this. And I go like that. And then I go like this, this, this. And they're shuffled. So that's why you guys haven't really been seeing me shuffle my cards. It's because, like, this is what I do all the time. It's like they always feel reset and refreshed. Thank you, Paisley. This was awesome. They're trying to spin it and justify it by twisting the law, but they can't because, hello, Neptune. Neptune opposite Neptune. Thank you, Glass. Jose, will the Democrats become ruthless and stronger? You know what? They kind of have in their own very soft way. And I will tell you, at the Saturn-Pluto conjunction, that horoscope, it is assured that they will be the ones in power and they will be stronger. And there's a process in how everything is going to be done here in the United States. The Republican Party is getting badly bruised and abused by this Pluto return year. We will get back to it, but I'm going to say yes with the Democrats. Absolutely. And the silver lining with like all the chaos, like with social media and Twitter and all this stuff and all the insanity that keeps going on, it's like Warnock having to have that special election again kept the GOP in the news and their antics with Elon and the Nazis, which had to keep people alert and ready and out to vote. I don't think if we had all that insanity going on that people would have come out and voted like they did. And I was noticing the Republican Party has been very, very quiet during this whole process and downplaying everything. Meanwhile, we come to find out they've had a huge push going on to get their voters out. And it was a close election. So that's the silver lining. I know it's so annoying having to deal with all these trolls and everything, but it very much keeps this active in our brains during eclipses, so we never forget. We always remember. Oh my gosh. Thank you. Thank you very much, Elizabeth. Will Florida ever go blue, or are we stuck with recycling? Florida's going to go... There are some things that are coming, and I just feel like everyone's kind of... There goes my throat. Kind of hands off. Because Florida feels very much more a part of the Six Swans mob than an actual state of the United States. Let's see, past, present, future Florida. What's going on with Florida, with the GOP? It's just going to be radically... I mean, they're going to get another Pluto return. DeSantis was having an, oh my God, moment. I can't remember what that was. I was just looking at that. Past... present. Future. Oh, okay. And I have to add, and that just went upright. The other thing, I think what happened, oh, that's right. Oh, okay. That's what it is right here. The other thing that has happened, and why I also think that Zelensky was able to go on the offensive, we got tax returns, everything, Greenberg gave up a lot. And I think Greenberg, yep, then the Nazi thing, everything. I think we have to wait for things to shake out with Greenberg. Greenberg... What does Greenberg's testimony and evidence have to do with it? Because if you've read some of those bribe and kickback schemes, and people are getting arrested now finally, what does this have to do with the Nazis in Germany? The thing in Germany. Ooh, the secret. See, I'm telling you, the High Priestess secret. That's the whole operation, beginning to end with a rusher. Oh, judgments. Yep, there's a lot of people who are going to get dragged in. He relates with the Nazi thing in Germany. Yes, he's got stuff about agreements and offers that were made. This traces Joel Greenberg and Donald. He might have been a person like that, maybe represented, took money for the operation with the Nazis abroad and paying people. That's what I just got. Florida past, present, upside down. So if that's true, you know everyone in Florida, GOP, who's associated with this, they just got Pearl Harbored. They're weak. Bad news. Oh my God. So right now, Florida is off the rails. They can't even talk about why they're so badly off the rails because they're all related to Donald's crimes, you guys. Present, they don't know what to do because they're caught. They can't even talk amongst themselves because Donald is sitting on them. If they squeal on one another, oh, there is going to be holy hell to pay. They're SOL. They're caught. There is no way out of this, okay? The future is looking bright since I thought about Greenberg. Six of Cups. Children. Children, how we treat, this is the big trafficking. We're going to find out about all those agreements they made with the devil. This is all going to be upright. Future. And how the Seven of Wands, they're going to fight against trafficking and smuggling and all this crap. So that's your future. Thanks to Joel Greenberg. Okay, if there's a silver lining, Joel Greenberg. He's got some news. He's got some information in the tower that is going to blow everything to the smithereens. He's given guidance. Oh, this is all of his cooperation and where they needed to look. Ends, death, ending. Because of what he shared and what he did, he's helping to bring an end to this crime ring and putting it out of commission. Hello, wasn't this Three of Wands the thing that happened in Germany? The Nine of Wands, defenses, and how Florida can defend itself. So hang on. It's a process. It is in process. We didn't even realize the work, the mob getting Pearl Harbor today. I think a lot of this also came out from Joel Greenberg, and I know he was upset because nobody's getting arrested. Well, they're getting arrested abroad first, okay? Things are happening, and that whole Pelosi saying, she'll cut your head off before you realize you're bleeding. That is what is happening, you guys. You have to pay attention to all the nuances and all the timing. And I told you I was, shuffling my cards a new way, but I'm just doing this because it's easier right now. Okay. What's going on? But will Florida be able to get rid of the criminal empire? I think, aren't they already getting arrested? There's that guy, I can't remember his name. He was just arrested in Venezuela. He co-owns a house with Marco Rubio. Yes, that is what's on the horizon. We have to go step by step because this is a transnational, multinational, counter-espionage thing that's going on involving a lot of nations. So a lot of things have been put into order and into place. I don't know what's going to happen, but I do know we have new eclipses next year in the sign of Aries, Libra. Come spring, we have another Pluto return. Again, this year is in flux. I totally trust our Justice Department and allies. We're going to be okay, you guys. We're going to be okay. Much to celebrate this full moon. Marjorie, Tallahassee was a hub for hedge fund companies, brokers, and bankers got caught up in the Franklin scandal. So it will take a long time for Florida to go blue then. Florida, to me, it seems like it's just the people who are migrating there. It's very red. But it might take some time to be blue because it's going to sink in what awful policies and how expensive it is to have the people in charge who are in charge. But again, it's going to be really different. We don't have, the next big election is 2024. Who knows what happens? I mean, anything can happen. Georgia elected a black man as their senator for 6 years. Anything's possible. Okay, so you guys, I'm going to wrap it up. Thank you so much for coming out. Thank you for all your wonderful, generous donations. That was a lot of fun to see. Thank you, moderators, my most wonderful moderators. And thank you all. This has been, you guys, we have come so far. So far. I mean, so freaking far. It blows my mind away how far we've come together. And this community, your intentions, your eagerness to hold the note for one another, be true to one another, remember who we truly are as Americans, and we just keep holding that note with a brilliantly lit torch no matter what. They cannot scare us into being un-American or to abandon our country, and we are made brand new again. Be careful and mind your vibe and the love and affection we have for our nation and our Constitution. Just keep giving it love and your affection, and that will make it grow, okay? Electra, I feel the shift. Good night, friends. Good night, Just Joy. Good night, Snow Wolf. Thank you, Joanne. Yep, USA 2.0, Mountain Dancer. Thank you, Spiritual. Thank you, Shivani. Good night. Thank you, Dr. Nancy and Marie and Robin. Have a good evening. We'll see you later. Bye.